Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Michael Cubbin. I am your son or daughter's sixth grade core science teacher, one of them. And we're going to be meeting this Thursday for a whopping 5 minutes. It's really not a lot of time to get any questions in that you might have for me. So, what I am doing is I'm just making a short video for you to explain some of the things I do in class, grading, procedures, habits in class. So I want to talk to you about this so that I'll tell you where I'm coming from and what I'm looking for. And so it should clear up some of the questions you may have already before we meet on Thursday. First thing, I'm going to have to see if the messages pop up. First thing, I don't care about grades. I know you care about grades, students care about grades. If we're so focused on grades, we're going to miss the big picture. And the big picture is, are students learning science? Are students learning to be better students? Are students learning responsibility? Sixth grade has got to be the toughest year for middle school students. You're coming from a time and a place when you had your hand held and everything was soft and fuzzy and life was good and grades were 100, and now you're coming into my class. And so grades should still be very good because I'm not a terribly hard grader, but I do have certain expectations, and I do have certain expectations for students having a certain level of responsibility towards their schoolwork. My goal is to make sure that your son or daughter gets to be a better student. I'd like them to be a better science student, but I just want to make sure that they are better overall. I would like to make sure that they form habits as a result of procedures that they're doing in class. I'll give you one. So you'll see many times the attendance may not be showing up as your son or daughter was in class. Okay, now that we're virtual, this is a major problem. And I'll tell you, it's a problem with all teachers. I'll tell you what's a problem. Everything is a problem with all teachers and with all students and with all parents. But the attendance is really important. So when we are typically in school, we take attendance right away. We're still doing that now. I must ask students 4, 5, 6. I call out names. I say you have to do the attendance. People don't do the attendance. I don't know why they're not doing the attendance. It just goes, they should have a tab open for Jupiter, and they should be looking at that all during the day. They should have it so they can watch for assignments, anything that pops up. And so when I call out for attendance, they should go on there, and that should be done. Some students are doing attendance at 10 o'clock at night. It really does not do a lot of good if you do attendance at 10 o'clock at night because you're no longer in school. And I try and get that across to students, and they ask me to please change their grade. They did the attendance, but the point of the attendance, please, is to see if they're in class or not. I made a list over here, so I'm looking at my list. Homework, quizzes, tests. Another problem, which is not unusual for middle school students, is not doing assignments. You'll notice if you look on Jupiter, and you should be checking Jupiter, parents, you should be checking Jupiter every single day. You can get the app on your phone and take a look. It's very simple. Homework not being done, quizzes not being done. If you can believe it, tests not being done. My homework is not difficult. My quizzes are usually 4 to 5, 6 questions. Tonight I gave one that's 10 questions because they wanted a little more, a few more points. So I gave them one that's 10. Tests, usually I'll give a test on a Friday. I give them Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to complete it. This past week, I gave them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. And some people still haven't done the test. And this is Tuesday. This is 6 days later. Please, parents, you have to check Jupiter. I send out messages as reminders. I put in missing. Missing comes up on Jupiter. I know parents are being sent notifications. So please speak to your sons or daughter. If they tell you that they did it, please don't take their word for it. Call me up. Send me a message on Jupiter, please. 631-664-7885. Call me on my cell phone. The cell phone's in there anyway. Send a message on Jupiter if you have any doubts. Instructions and directions. So over the course of time, recently, over the last 10, 20 years, computers and cell phones have dulled our students. They have not made them smarter, they have made them softer, and they have made them less attentive to detail. Contrary to what you may believe, contrary to what you may think. I am old school, I'm the oldest teacher in the school, and I am a pencil and paper guy. I got to where I am with a pencil on a piece of paper like most parents did too. And at this point, we need to get our students back to basics. We need to get them to, again, understanding those procedures, those responsibilities that are going to make good habits. So when they go up to high school, they're going to be prepared. They're not going to be caught off guard. If you look on Google Classroom today, I gave an assignment today, and I gave it in 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, as I usually do for the agenda. Step 1 was attendance. Step 2, we're doing something else. 3 and 4. I had students asking me questions off of that throughout the lesson. Other students are telling them to read Google Classroom. Students are just not paying attention. I tell them to read it. I went through it with them. I read it already. I read step 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they then again asked me, what is step 2? Why can't I do this? Why isn't the Junipod open? Why isn't this working? Parents, you have to tell your sons and daughters to please pay attention to class. It's very, very important. I know it's difficult in this virtual world, and I know that students are preoccupied with playing games and texting their friends while they're talking. They're in front of me. I know this is a major problem, but this is the hand that we're dealt, so we have to work with it, and we have to work together. Don't know. So I don't know your students. I know a handful of them. I'll tell you the ones I do know. I know the students who are constantly on camera with their cameras on. So, and I know the students that come to school, kind of, but when everybody's wearing a mask, it's very difficult. I've seen students without the mask, and I didn't know who they were because I didn't recognize them without the mask. So I would say I know maybe, I don't know, a quarter of each class. Typically by this time of the year, I know everybody, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult, especially when students have their cameras off and they're home. So if a student is home and they have their little emoji, so it looks like, I don't know, Kung Fu Panda or something anime, or some scary face, or some video game, or some rapper that they know on there. I know they're not the rapper, and so if they could turn their camera on, that'd be great. So most students will tell me, "Oh, I have a problem with my camera. Oh, my camera doesn't work." Parents, I cannot believe that a good 2/3 to 75% of the students' cameras don't work. I just can't believe this. If that is the case, then we have a major problem with the computers today, because everybody has a camera. If you don't, you can always get a camera through, I think everybody had the availability to get a laptop with a camera or an iPad, whatever, through the school. So that is about it. If a student says that they did something and they didn't do it, and it's missing on their Jupyter desktop, they are missing it. So when I meet you on Thursday, if you have anything specific to ask, we don't have that much time. Please ask. If you need to send me a message, please send me a message. But I wanted to send this out. This is like almost 9 minutes. Please watch it, because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I am on your child's side. I am fighting for them, but they have to work with me. And I want them to be better, because in less than 3 years, they're going to be sitting inside of a specialized high school. And if they are not ready, they are going to get swamped. So we got to toughen them up a little bit, and we got to break them out of the 5th grade, thinking that many of them are still in. So if you have any questions, touch base with me. Other than that, I will see you on Thursday, and don't be late. I hate when people are late. I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Please don't be late. Okay, folks, we'll see you Thursday. Thank you for listening.